Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you are returning, welcome if you're new. Today we are asking about your next step in the Great Awakening. We are undoubtedly at this present time, at the time of doing this reading, and this is, happening over the next sort of year or so, we are in a space of profound evolutionary upgrading of humanity, and this is affecting us all personally as well as globally. And so we are seeing so much happening, and I'll be doing a lot more around this kind of subject, and I'll also be doing some energy updates and talking about some of the downloads that I'm receiving. I know from my conversations that other people are experiencing some very similar things, although it affects us in the uniqueness of our world. But today we are asking literally about your next step in this process of awakening. I'm going to find out as much information as I can. I'm going to be drawing particularly astrology cards today. I'm really looking at, which house is coming up. So what kind of area of your life this might be most affecting. We'll be looking at the planetary energies as well. And so there's a lot really to dive into here and really check out. So we'll also be looking at specific zodiac signs as well. But of course, we'll be looking at those energies really. So it's not about finding a reading that has your zodiac sign in it. But it will be interesting. You may find that you are drawn to a particular reading, and then you are actually going to find that this could connect to some element of your own birth chart. But anyway, this is what we are doing today. We're asking about your next step on this incredible evolutionary pathway in the Great Awakening. Now, I have drawn 3 cards already for you in my preparations. We have 3 cards and 3 beautiful crystal hearts. So let us look at these. Let me show these to you in more detail so you can see them. So pile 1, we have Metal Snake. It says it all. Do you know, I haven't actually read these. I drew them and I sat with the energy. Sorry, excuse my whoa. But here we go. Embrace the great transformation. I had not read the writing underneath when I drew them. I just drew them and I tuned in with the crystal energy. So Metal Snake, embrace the great transformation. And we have the amethyst heart here. Beautiful crystal heart here. Okay. Then we have, with the Jasper heart, we have water ox, softness and gentleness. So this is for pile 2. And we have also got this beautiful Jasper heart. Okay, so that is pile 2. And then pile 3, we have Metal Monkey, let go of control. Make sure that is focusing properly. Let go of control. And this is with the Cat's Eye heart. Okay, let me show this to you so you can see this. So that's the Cat's Eye heart. So that is pile 3. Now, beautiful souls, let me just get that camera refocusing down there. Now, if you are drawn to more than one pile, which sometimes happens, it may well be that there is more than one message coming through to you, particularly because we're going to be drawing cards around the houses as well in each of the readings. So it may be that there is a message for one area of your life and then a message for another area of your life. So, this... there may well be more than one message. So much is evolving at this current time that many people are experiencing changes in more than one area of their life. So beautiful souls, I'm going to leave the camera running just for a few moments as always. During the readings, if any of the cards are really inspiring you, you can check them out. I always put them in the description below. And I'll leave the camera running for a few moments just to give you a little bit longer if you need that. And I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. I feel with the metal snake, I mean, this is really telling us, Pile 1, that you are very much, I think probably very conscious of the transformation, the level of transformation that is taking place, and how much you are already like a really active participant on that journey. With Amethyst, there's also definitely an element of healing coming in. Now let's look at the houses first, see what house comes through. I'm seeing this one. Okay, the 5th house, where you have fun, romance, create things that you are proud of. Okay, so this is a really important time of creativity. Now I'm just going to draw more cards before I really focus in on what this is saying, but messages coming in already for you. So well, let's have a look at the energy of the planets. We have Jupiter. Do you know, this does not surprise me in the slightest. This is about confidence, courage, self-belief, good luck. And it is this card really coming through, the Leo energy. Wow. It's really interesting because the metal snake embraces the energy of fire. And look at the kind of fire energy coming in here with Leo. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, passionate. You are absolutely, I feel, going to shine. I really do feel that's what the energy of transformation, your next step in this process of profound awakening is seriously to soar, to shine, to heal any element of you that has been previously holding you back. Okay. Ooh, wow. I don't know if you heard that, but a card just shot off the top of the next pack that I'm about to... Oops, I'm just picking it up. Capricorn, achieve. I didn't even pick up the cards and shuffle them. It was like, woo, it just literally slid off as I went to pick them up. Okay, this is telling us so much. Now, because this is a card of fun and romance, this could be a time when your partnerships and your love life really are going to soar and shine. However, my beautiful Pile 1, this could also equally apply to a creative project, because there is so much to achieve here. I mean, everything here, even the figure in the metal snake is like the same shape as the figure, you know, like free falling into expansion. Free falling, there is something around you, the energy around you is absolutely primed for expansion, probably in more than one area of your life. Several areas of your life, actually. Let's get some tarot cards out as well and see what we are shown in terms of the next actual steps. Let's try and get a bit more information. I think what we see here with the 5th house is definitely in either love and romance, also something that you will love, like a project, some creative endeavor. Everything is absolutely going to expand. The key here is of you succeeding, achieving, and really shining. You're really likely to be seen. So whether you meet someone who sees you, who really sees you when you haven't met anybody who's ever really kind of like got you or seen you for who you are, or indeed you are shining in your work, everything here is primed for you to be seen. I think we should look at the specific steps and get a flavour of how this is going to actually unfold. And I'm also going to try and get some information about timing for you. I don't know whether that will be possible or not, because timing is so different when we connect with source, with the greater universal consciousness, with spirit. When we are in alignment with that bigger picture, they don't really have time, linear time, in the way that we do. But let's kind of try and get an indication of timing for you. How is this unfolding, and what are the steps that are coming along for you? Can we get some specifics about the steps for my Pile 1? Could we get some specifics? We'll ask about the steps first. Can we ask about the specifics, the specific steps for my Pile 1s, please? I think that's about right for now. Let's see what we have. so we have the Prince of Swords. So this is kind of about your mindset, because we also have a card of failure, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, I'm seeing you drawing rings around yourself here. What is that about? We then have the Wheel of Fortune. Ah, okay, right, I can see this. And then we have the Ace of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. Oh, this is really quite cool, actually. Yeah, this is very cool. We have the King. It's extremely cool. We have the King of Pentacles and the Empress. We have the Four of Wands. And look at the wheel in the Four of Wands, completion. But the wheel is turning. And we have Science, the Six of Swords. This is so fascinating. Okay, so the next step is actually of you, very specifically, pile one, overcoming something within your own mind. Okay, there is something that has actually held you back, and it's run rings around you in many ways, or indeed some of you have kind of almost felt like you've had to defend yourselves. You may well actually have had to genuinely defend yourselves, in all honesty, and I'm really sorry if that is the case. Let me make sure that is focusing, I hope. But what we're seeing here is a new mindset. It's like you are absolutely able to process and put down something that has really got in the way of you being able to move forwards, to have something that is loaded with success and achievement. So if you have had a mental block against any kind of abundance, really, and I use that word slightly loosely because I could be talking about abundance in love, you know, meeting the absolute love of your life, the romance of a lifetime. Or I could be speaking about, I could be speaking about your true ability to own your success, your personal self-belief, you know, your self-esteem that has limited you, held you back, tied you in knots. Or a project, something you just have never quite felt that you could sort of like quite connect with it. Or maybe you worked, and I think you've had a belief in it, but somehow it's never quite emerged. What your reading is saying is that somewhere within you there has been some kind of a block within your own mind that has limited you from succeeding in one of these areas of your life. It will be something where you have something creative. It will either be romance, or it will be some element of creativity. There has been, something you have wanted to do with a passion. You kind of have believed in it, and yet you sort of haven't. Or maybe you have believed in it, but had a perspective that somehow every time you get going, it's like there's a glass ceiling and something comes in and knocks it back. And you are in that space where you think, I can never overcome this. Well, this is suggesting that actually your mindset is changing. This is the energetic transformation for you. Almost as if you are realizing that you can change this. That this is a change that's coming from the inside out. The universe, the energy, of course, the Great Awakening, is primed to assist you. But I said right at the start, when I looked at this card, I said, I think that you are well on track with this process of transformation. It's like you're on board with this. You know, I don't see resistance from you in terms of transformation. It's like you're like, whoa, this is amazing. I'm on board with this. I'm jumping on board this roller coaster. You know, wherever it's taking me, I'm going with this. And this is really paying off because the wheel is really turning in your favor. You can complete. Yeah, there's a karmic completion here as well. Actually, there is an absolute karmic completion. I will talk about this in more depth in some other videos. It'll be one of those videos when you actually see me, when I'm actually talking. I'll do a bit at the beginning of a set of readings. And I will try and probably be doing that at some point in the next sort of 4 to 5 weeks, because we are in a particular time at the time of doing this reading of kind of quite accelerated growth, actually. It's loaded with possibility, but there'll be some quite intense pockets of energy. So I will be doing, I'll be doing, a set of readings, but I'll be talking as well about this. But part of what is taking place is that I think we are being released from karmic, like karmic inheritances and karmic. It's like karma is being transformed. I think for a long, long time, it's as if humanity has constantly been learning from challenge and difficulty in order to grow. And I think part of our evolution is that we will be able to evolve and grow through desire and love, rather than challenge, and challenge and difficulty and often trauma. So I think we're going to see a very big shift in the way in which we manifest. I think we will still be very much connected to the 3D world. I don't see us as becoming separate from the 3D world. It's just that we integrate into the 3D world our higher perspectives as beings of light, because you are a being of light. We are all beings of light. It's just that sometimes we sit in that heavier 3D energy. Actually, when we are in the higher vibration of light, and we're living in the 3D world through that higher vibration of light, then our capacity to live and to really enjoy and embrace the sheer joy of the 3D world is extraordinary. It's enhanced. It's like, well, I'll talk about this in another video in much more depth. But you are moving into a place where you can expand and enjoy, and it's almost as though every the karmic stuff, many of you have been, I think, processing a lot of stuff over the years. I'm hearing with the failure card as well, I think perhaps I'm hearing failure of care, which is interesting. This will be a message for some but not all, but I think there has been a failure of care given to you. And it affected your ability, your self-belief, your true core self-belief. This is transforming. There's a karmic completion. The fact that we have the King of Pentacles and the Empress, I mean, this is a pairing of profound, almost like 3D ecstasy. It's like ecstasy, joy, wonderfulness. It could be romance, sensual, delicious connection. It could be also, of course, profound success, financially, creatively, because it's very earthy energy here. This could be overcoming a health issue. Again, mental health, anxiety, overcoming that comes to its karmic completion. Even the Science card looks like we see yet another wheel here. This is the next stage of your evolution. I am seeing it happening kind of stages. So I'm seeing the wheel turning, but it's all to do with your release and healing of the internal thinking patterns that have entrapped you almost, or held you back within the 3D world, within the heavy energy of the 3D world, as opposed to a heightened sense of light and joy, and of the 3D world being a place that you swim through it in absolute joyousness and happiness and delight. Delight is a word that's coming here. I'm going to ask about timing here for you. Let's follow this through and get a little bit more information. In fact, I tell you what, rather than using these, I'm just going to ask about some karmic sort of happenings. We'll draw from the Akashic Tarot just for a moment. Can we have some indications around the karmicness? Initiation and the Count Saint Germain. This is, right, so this is telling us something of the timing. So you are being guided by spiritual masters. You're absolutely absolutely being guided. This is like a process of initiation. So this is telling us that this will be happening in stages. You're well on board with this, but this is going to absolutely unfold. Can we have any further information about the sort of karmic connections with this? I'm seeing this one and also this one. Okay, so we have setting your course. How interesting. And then we have the karmic trench. Okay, now the karmic trench speaks of literally digging ourselves into a hole, which is interesting that it's in the upright position, setting your course. But with these two cards together, what I'm really seeing, if I just tune into, rather than the direct interpretations and into the intuitive reading of what I'm seeing here, you are currently in a, it's as if you are transforming. It's almost like an energetic birth canal where you are transforming from one place to another, to be reborn into a place where you are no longer held back by karmic patterns. And with the setting of your course, you are really, really clearly, you're moving into new territory here. There are experiences coming into your life at the moment, people coming into your life that are really changing the way that you see things and the way that you experience things. And this is part of how the evolutionary growth and this transformation is occurring. Indeed, I'm seeing with 4 people here. I think there may well be 4 particularly, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 figures in these other 2 cards. I think there may be 4 specific events or 4 specific stages, or even like 4 specific areas of your life where there are very key things happening. You know, one could be work or a creative project. Another could actually be a relationship. Another could be that your vision, your sight is opened up. Another could be that at a really deep level you gain some piece of understanding. But there's 4, it's like there's 4 stages or 4 specifics or 4 areas of your life where certain events are going to be happening. I think they are probably already initiated with the Prince of Swords. You're already on board and you're noticing these changes. But I think 4 specific areas, and these make a complete like a complete package of transformation. It's kind of like the medicine wheel, the Native American medicine wheel, shamanic medicine wheels. To be fair, they're not just Native American, they're all over the world. Medicine wheels, you know, stone circles are medicine wheels. But this is like you visit the 4 directions in order to become complete. It's like there's 4 lessons to be learned, or 4 stages to transform, but it's not really lessons to be learned as such. They're 4 evolutionary upgrades, really, is what I want to say. And I feel that they're all happening simultaneously because we see them standing side by side here. Wow, this is just really fascinating, really fascinating. Let's draw some more cards just to see if there's any more information about these steps. Anything else that my pile 1 need to hear? Perhaps timing, we may be given an indication. 10 of Swords, so something is completing really quickly here. That's interesting. Okay, we have the 3 of Swords again. This is a completion. This is the end of something with the 10 of Swords. Okay, we then have the 3 of Pentacles. And then the High Priestess. Okay, yeah, okay. Gosh, this is something that is going on around you, part of what you are letting go of. This processing of the mindset, as you know. I think genuinely you have actually experienced some things that where I sort of said there was a failure to care. Maybe as a child, but even in your adult life, I think you've had some experiences that have failed to give you what you needed, or failed to I don't know, like a letdown. That's the word I'm looking for. They're like words, a letdown. And I think it really, really has affected you very deeply, and it's almost like left a kind of it's like scar tissue. You know, if I put my therapy hat on, this is how would use the language if I was sitting with someone. It's like, you know, physical scars heal, but the emotional ones and the psychological ones remain. And this is a healing of the scar tissue. With the Three of Pentacles, you know, this is really clear that whatever you can work through this basically now. This is now the time for you to work through this and put this down once and for all. I think you're already working on this. I don't think this is new to you. I think you are already working on it. I think you're already processing on this really. What this is showing us is, with the High Priestess and this gateway here really, is that the pathway is being cleared for you. That's why we have the karmic path as well, the karmic trench. The pathway is literally being cleared for you right now to progress. And this, it is like I am seeing like this energetic birth canal. Literally, it is as if the way is being opened for you to proceed. And this is actually happening now. This is in progress. I don't get a definitive end point, only that this will come. And I think quite quickly, because our first card here is the Ten of Swords. So this is happening. Really, this is present. This is in the now. That's what I want to say. Right here, right now, you are processing some form of letdown or heartbreak or difficulty or a letting go. And this is in the here and now of your world. In an everyday way, you are processing this. And as you process it, literally that pathway is being opened. This is your initiation. This is your next step in the Great Awakening. And what is being cleared is those thinking patterns that are that have been left. It is scar tissue. That's the best way I can describe it. That's what's being cleared for you now, is the letting go karmically of emotional and psychological scar tissue that enables you to then live in such a different way, to be open to that absolute delicious joy of everyday experiences, but very earthy experiences, very real 3D experiences, but almost through the lens of I'm going to say liberation from the past. That would be the best way that I could describe that. This is how I'm seeing your reading, pile one. Pile one, I am literally over the moon seeing this moon, but I am over the moon for you, because this feels as though your life can be so different. And, you know, this is a very super wow cool reading. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you for tuning into my new channel. I have put the link in the description box below. I will put the link actually to my new channel, which is for my monthly readings, my all zodiac sign readings. So if you go into the description, and I'll put them in a comment as well, you can check out your all zodiac sign readings for the current month. I will also put a link in there to the moon energy update, because that will really give you an insight into navigating the way the energy is coming in at this present time, at the time of doing this reading, to really identify the pockets where, because there'll be pockets of time when it's a bit like in a birth, when you need to push, or you'll be pushed by the universe, but also at other times when you will be called to just breathe, to be still. So that energy update may be very, very helpful for you, because this is very present for you. Pile one, I am sending you the biggest hug. Thank you for subscribing, for sharing, for letting people know about the channel. All of this really does help me to continue to put all sorts of free stuff into the world. So I'm truly, truly grateful for you being here. And thank you for supporting the new channel as well. That will help me to continue to do the all zodiac sign readings too. Tons and tons of love. And thank you all who are members here as well. It's wonderful to be connected with you, and thank you for your extra support. It is, you know, I'm just so grateful to all of you. Tons of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful souls. There's a very earthy energy coming off this card. Water Ox, softness and gentleness. This is a card that connects earth with water. It kind of tells us or gives a message that says you are more powerful than you realize. Let's see how this is unfolding for my pile twos. What is the next? I'm seeing this card for your house. What is the next step for you in your great awakening? This is the work, health, and duty area of your life. Okay, this is interesting. You're more powerful than you realize. Okay, there was such an earthy energy, and this is a very earthy card. Look at somebody here gardening, growing something. Let us see what planet comes up for you. I'm actually seeing this one. We have Saturn, which is also very much about structure and earthy energy, the part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. But this is about structure and building something. I'm seeing a road being built here. Yeah, like a bridge almost to something. This is about building something, and I think this is something that is potentially substantial. You know, water is a force to be reckoned with, you know. This is really interesting. If you think about it, when water is uncontained, like an ocean, you know, there's no stopping it. You know, we can't put up a wall that would stop a tsunami. It doesn't matter what we build. You know, that the force and the energy of that water is phenomenal. There is something, I feel like that the universe is getting behind you on something. There's something you're building. Maybe a bridge to something, maybe even a structure of something. Maybe you are growing something here. It could be you're overcoming a health issue, but the universe is really getting behind you on this. That's what's coming through really in your reading. And then we have Leo. How interesting. This did come out in pile 1. So if any of you were drawn to pile 1, you may well want to check that out as well. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self-belief. So some of you could be building your self-belief, but I think it's more than this. I think there's something quite solid, quite earthy, quite real that you are building, like a project or a house or a pathway to something, building bridges perhaps between people or cultivating something. But I think it is of genuine, earthy, solid structure and substance. And maybe this reading is also coming here today to tell you that you can do this. To like really, the universe is backing you. It's like the energy has your back. The energy is behind you and is supporting you if you're overcoming, as I said, any health areas here. And with duty, you know, there is something here like about making a commitment to building something here. Okay, you have 2 cards from this pack. Let's go with this for you. You have Vesta, which is hearth and home. Again, look at these pillars of home. So this could be something at home, a commitment to yourself, your health, and Gemini, cross-pollinate. This is an important piece of information coming through here, actually. We'll come to this card in a minute, because this is giving you information about how to actually, what your next steps might be in order to move this forwards. I think you have quite a big project in mind, or you are in the process of building something. I think this reading is coming to give you the backing, to let you know that the universe has your back, that this can really succeed. Okay? This can really succeed, even if you look at it and you think, how am I actually ever going to achieve this? It feels like a really good idea. This is something I want to do. But you're thinking, how on earth do I ever achieve that? Well, I think it is achievable. However big it is, I think it's achievable. Now, we have the fire here. Sitting here, you know, this is the spark of your idea. Like the hearth. I'm also seeing the community fire here. If I think about the sacred fires, You know, we have the part of one of the sacred fires is the community fire, the fire that joins us together, bridges gaps. Maybe some of you are involved in something that is quite community based as well. And so it may be that your idea, your project may bring people together. You may even overcome some difficulties as well, bridge some differences in people. This is going to build slowly and gradually. I think it is in alignment with the values of what I would call the Great Awakening generally for humanity. But I think this has real solid substance and structure, and I think it will bring people together, will be community-based or family-based. Now, Gemini, cross-pollinate. This is telling us that the next step is going to involve other people. This is not just going to be something this isn't a one-man band kind of thing. I see you leading it. I see you heading it up. I see people looking to you as a leader. You may even be picking something up that needs somebody to come along and nurture it along a little bit, assist it a little bit, help to bring it into being, help to guide it. You may be leading and guiding others. Like if you were setting up a community garden, you may well find that you take a leadership role in something. But the spark is here and the energy is here for you to step up and commit. This is very much about making a commitment to this pathway forwards. I'm going to draw your tarot cards next. I was almost going to dive in and look at the Akashic Tarot. I think I will do that first. Let's look at the Akashic Tarot. What have we shown here? The Lookout. Okay. This is interesting because the Lookout is something is crumbling or burning around you. Okay, so something you're all currently working on that you're burning on is burning around you. You then have the Increscent Moon, which is about working on something. We see an artist creating a sculpture. Okay, there is something that is not working around you, and I think it is creating an opening for you to move in either a slightly different direction, or maybe to collaborate with some different people. It may be with the Lookout, looking at cross-pollinate, looking at the Gemini card, that you are currently working on this with some people, and maybe you need to find some more people or some new people, or a different direction. Even with the card of diversity, look, she's looking backwards. So there's something that has been not functioning. Maybe that's why there's such a big emphasis here in your reading with the message of, look, this is going to gather momentum. This is going to flow. This can happen. Your vision, your idea can absolutely be built. The challenge at the moment is something around it has not been working. There needs to be either a greater diversity or a different collaboration. This is what I'm seeing here for you. That's the next step. Now, we have the Summer and Winter card showing up here. Okay. And there's your last one from the Akashic Tarot. How fascinating. This also came out in pile 1. So if you were drawn to pile 1, there just may well be a message there for you. I would strongly recommend checking that out as well. Okay. Now, this is going to come to fruition relatively quickly. I say relatively. So the timings, it's always a challenge to get timings, but I actually feel that you're not in the winter of this anymore. We're looking at a summer card, so I sort of feel that this can really start to come to at least an early stage of harvest, if not a slightly bigger stage of harvest with Leo. I think this can come to a good stage of fruition and outcome, probably in the next, just bear with me because I don't want to name specific months, although I could. It could be August time, but you could be coming to this reading. This is a timeless reading. You could be coming to this reading in 6 months' time or a year's time. So let me give you some different timing messages that may be valid. So at the time of doing this reading, we are coming into the time of March, the early March in 2025. You could watch this in 2 years' time. So March, April, May, June, July, August. You see, I think we're looking at around, especially with summer, June time, I think we're looking at what I would call a period of probably maybe 4 months. Yeah, March, April, May, June, 3 to 4 months, that kind of time. If you are watching this and it happens to be August, if we're in Leo season, then it may be that this is going to come to fruition very, very, very quickly. But I would say, if we think of the natural rhythms and cycles of the earth, because the earth energy was coming through here, wasn't it, right at the start? If you think of the earth energy as being the natural rhythms of the earth, let's say moving from the equinox through to the solstice, from the solstice through to the equinox through to the solstice. This is this sort of window of time that I'm seeing here. Because we have a window here, we have an archway. I feel this is a window. There is a window of time in which this will start to move forwards, but there's a processing that's coming with this. The initiation in Count Saint Germain is definitely a process of something. You're being supported by you're being guided by masters, really, of the wisdom traditions. There are stages to come through here, lessons to be learned, but this will be supported. This is your leadership in a way. There is something of making a commitment to leading this forwards. But I mean, some of you could literally be picking up a project that has really, really collapsed, and you can see its potential. You may even be signing some contracts around this, especially with cross-pollinate, in which case I would say really look in detail at the contract, look at the nitty-gritty of the contract, because even with Saturn here, we see this person holding something. Could be a plan in his hands. Saturn is about structure. I think you want to really pay attention to the legalities of this. There is definitely potential here. But yeah, I would say contracts being signed, opportunities to create, but be very careful about those details. Make sure you cross the T's and dot the I's as you take a lead. Yeah, some of you could literally be picking up something that had sort of collapsed, but you are the person with the vision. You can see where this could go, and you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This is something that can really move forwards, and it can have I think it bridges gaps. It brings things together. So yeah, this is a really, really, really lovely thing to be doing. You may be feeling a bit daunted with the lookout, but let's draw your tarot cards and see what else we're shown. I think the next step is to literally in a very practical way, take the lead, take charge and move it forwards. And there may need to be a different, obviously if you're picking something up that's collapsed, you're going to be looking at a different route. It goes without saying. But if you are feeling like you're firefighting something, then you may need to connect with some new people to collaborate or finalize the details of a contract so that actually the firefighting ceases to be a problem. Because actually, if you cross the T's and dot the I's, then and everybody knows exactly where they stand and what's what, then that will be it. You'll know where you are. So it's it's like creating that solid foundation so that bridge can be built. Yeah, building a house needs a solid foundation. Let's draw more cards. Let's see what else we are shown for pile 2 about this, please. May we have more cards? Oh, there's another coming out, and another. May we have more cards, please, for my lovely, lovely pile 2. I am seeing that one there, and also, that doesn't feel quite right. I feel there is another. I think it is that one there. Okay. Right, let's see. Interesting that the 4 of Swords shows up first. This is a card of let's get still and think about this. Let's get still and meditate. Let's really become an observer of what's going on and really think about how this can be moved forwards in a good way. Okay. We then have the card of Temperance, which is very much about balance. We then have the Hierophant. We have the Two of Swords. We have the High Priestess and the Four of Swords. Sorry, Four of Wands. My apologies. We have the Four of Swords already. Then we have the Three of Swords. We have the Prince of Pentacles. We have Valor, Seven of Wands. The Star. Oh, this is super good. Okay, so there's a process to go through, and this is telling us all about the process. So right now, I think some of you may be feeling with whatever this is, whether you're firefighting a situation in your world that you feel that you're firefighting, or whatever that's about. Right, just really get still and pay attention to the details here with the Four of Swords. If you are having to negotiate out of an agreement, or renegotiate a new agreement, or come out of something and set something new up, just take your time. Remove all pressure. Do not place yourself under pressure. This is going to emerge at a soft and gentle pace. Think of the power of and the energy of water and earth together. This is going to move forwards consistently. All you really need to do, my pile 2 though, I say that because it's sometimes is easier said than done if you're firefighting, but it's just to take it really steady. Now, with the card of Temperance, there is going to be a really creative solution to this, and it will be balanced. There needs to be an outcome to the firefighting element, or something that's collapsing and not working, or the need to collaborate. There needs to be a balanced solution that is right for everybody. Okay, and this is really important, to spend time paying attention to the details. The key here, though, is to commit. Don't you just love that the Hierophant here has a beautiful cow sitting in it, and then you have the water ox here. And look at this beautiful tree, and we have another tree here. The Hierophant is really, this guided wisdom is coming in to support you. Higher knowledge, higher powers, your higher self, your ability to, but also your ability to commit and be in tune with, and this is the Great Awakening. This is why it's also the next step on the Great Awakening, because not only is this worthy of building, whatever it is you're building, really worthy of building, but the universe has your back on this completely. And so the energy of the Great Awakening is really supporting you. Now, very interesting, we have both the Hierophant and the High Priestess. So doorways will be opened for you. With the Two of Swords, interesting that this Two of Swords is deemed as a card of peace. Even though you can't see all of the information yet, this is very interesting. There is a really specific message coming through with this card, which is basically saying, look, a doorway will be opened for you. At the moment, I don't think you can see the exact solution. I feel that there will almost be like a divine intervention. Something is actually going to happen to complete the firefighting, because we have the fire here, and we've got what looks like a Wheel of Fortune here in completion here with the Four of Wands. Something is going to complete the battle, the firefighting, the feeling like you're picking up the pieces, or the feeling like something is sort of collapsing, or something isn't working. Something is going to occur that will naturally bring it to an end. We have the Three of Swords. It could even be that if you're working in a team and the team really aren't working, and you're thinking, gosh, I do not know how to handle this, and I do not know how to manage this, and you've got somebody, I'm going to use the word like an internal terrorist, when you've got, if I put my therapy hat on, when I've worked within the business world, we sometimes get people, and that's a name given to people who maybe somebody who's very narcissistic or not really operating above board. and we call them an internal terrorist. They're sabotaging from the inside out, but often quite hard to identify. You kind of know it's not working, but then they're not technically doing anything wrong, but they're also kind of not getting it right either, sort of thing. And I don't mean in a judgmental way, but just something's not resonating. This is going to naturally come to an end. This would be like that person decides to up sticks and move on, and suddenly the way is clear. I think somebody might depart, or something, an aspect of something that is not working, I think may depart, and possibly unexpectedly, but it's going to be really helpful. It immediately, the energy changes, like literally, it's like an overnight shift. So something does occur, and as I said, it could feel a bit like a divine intervention. It could be like somebody who you thought would be in position forever, but you kind of know you're kind of carrying them, and you feel like you're forever picking up the pieces, but you don't really know what to do about that. And then suddenly they get offered a position somewhere else and off they go. And it's like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But the energy shifts completely. Literally, it completes this point of problem. So if there is a negotiation currently going on and you feel like you're really sitting at the boardroom table and struggling to get across what's needed, sometimes water ox energy actually does indicate that you are not feeling as empowered. You don't realize the power that you have, or you feel that your voice has not really been heard, or that somehow you haven't really been noticed. Perhaps somebody is overshadowing you and you're not really being seen as in the role that you are taking. You could be carrying more weight than someone else, and they're getting the praise, even though you're the one doing the work. But something is going to shift here. I don't think you have to do anything beyond just continue as you are, steadily, firmly, diligently doing the work. And then actually the shift will occur naturally, and it will then start to move completely forwards in the best possible way. It will gather momentum. We have the Prince of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Wands, which is a lovely card of succeeding, of getting there. We have the Star, refinding hope, knowing the direction, and the Ten of Pentacles. So literally, suddenly, it's like something can blossom. Something can happen. The end goal in this process, you reach the end goal. But I think it will occur almost, it does feel like a divine intervention. Something comes along and it basically fixes part of the problem, and that enables you to move on and to run with this, and for it to then gather momentum as it should. It could even be the finding of the right person to collaborate with. But one way or the other, this is going to shift. But I think it shifts through divine intervention, my beautiful pile two. And I'm thrilled for you, really. That's what I'm seeing here. I mean, oxes, water oxes, they're very, very highly blessed. The cow is a very sacred animal. So, I think just hold on, really, but be very steady, be very meticulous, be very diligent, and I think something will shift and turn. Let's just try and get an idea of the timing of this for you, just because if you've got the firefighting going on around you, you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or feeling like you're just not getting anywhere. Maybe get any indication of timing, please. Maybe have indication of timing. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, swiftness. Well, this is one of the fastest cards in the pack. This is going to happen soon. I don't think I need to draw any more cards. That's just the biggest validation ever. Swiftness, fastest card in the pack. This is going to happen soon. So just this turnaround will take place really, really quickly, and in the very, very, very near future. So this is your next step, is really handling this and stepping up into this leadership role, building whatever it is you're building of substance and community and solidness and wonderfulness. And I think you'll see this shift and the fruition coming really, really quickly. So this is lovely. This is your reading, pile two. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so, so much if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. Beautiful souls, in the description box and also in a comment, I will put all the cards that I'm using. I will also put a link to my new YouTube channel where I do the all zodiac sign readings so that you can check in on your monthly readings for your sun, your moon, your rising sign. And so you can check out the most recent monthly readings. I will also put a link to the energy update reading in case you're watching this as I upload it. If you're watching it in a few months' time, if you've been drawn to it then, because these are timeless readings, if you go to the home page of the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot channel, you will be able to find moon energy updates there, so you'll be able to find the most recent update, because the energy is very, very fast and changing at the moment, and it can be really helpful to kind of know what to expect and when to ease off, when to stand, because there are specific days that are primed for review to show us what we need to see so we can make very conscious decisions about how we move something forwards. So do check those out. I'll make sure I put all those links in the description box. And thank you so much, all of you who have been checking out the new channel for the monthly readings. Beautiful souls, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. And don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. Tons of love, Pile 2. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. You have Metal Monkey, Let Go of Control. With the cat's eye crystal here, this beautiful heart. Already there is such a clear message just coming through. It will be resonating with some of you, perhaps not all, and we'll see what else is shown here. But it's really saying the way will be shown. You don't need to micromanage your current situation. You can work smarter, not harder. You don't have to really put in, it's not that you don't have to put in the time, but it feels as though you can ease off and kind of like go with the flow a little bit. You have a clear enough vision already in something. You don't have to sort of like try and think about it all the time in case you lose it. You'll be shown whatever you need to see at every step of the way. We are asking about your next step, and I feel it's really going to be with great clarity shown to you. So your house card, the first house, what people see and the impression you give. So this is quite personal really to you. What else do we have here? So that's your house. What planets do we have? What planet is governing your reading today? I am seeing that one actually. Uranus. Oh, wowzer. Your potential for sudden change, enlightenment and awakening. Woo! Look at the lightning bolt coming out from the blue. This is exciting. This is very, very exciting. I actually see this card here. I think there are two. Very interesting. I think we'll go with both. Gosh, I feel like I want both these, which is really interesting, and also this one. Okay, I did not expect that, but let's go with this. We've got Capricorn. The energy around you is serious, hardworking, materialistic. It bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition. We have Aquarius. The energy is freedom-loving. What an interesting dichotomy of energy. To have Aquarius, freedom-loving, but Capricorn, solid, hard-working. This is rebellious, this is cautious, this is idealistic, this is ambitious. Wow. And then we have Taurus. The energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. This is so, so clear. This is so, so, so clear, your reading. But I will, of course, draw a few more cards as well. But, there is absolutely something around you that you are... you've been so, so focused on it. Like literally to the point of almost the exclusion of all else. Probably some work project mostly. But whatever it is, it's really, really time to let go. And let the universe create openings for you. Let the universe create windows of opportunity. Stop worrying about what people see. Stop worrying about whether people think. I don't know, maybe for some of you, you've been working hard because you maybe that you have been trying to deliver something to some people as well for some of you. And you're worried about what they will think if you don't achieve something in a certain amount of time. Perhaps you have people around you who you feel have been a little bit, there are great expectations of you, huge expectations. But just step away from that pressure of great expectations and sort of, sink into this. Something here is going to unfold. I'm very interested by the Uranus energy here. There is a real paradox of energy, and so I think the paradox is literally saying to you, this is going to succeed. Whatever you need to see will be shown to you in the moment. And you don't need to be constantly trying to hold on to every step, every detail, and that will just unfold. It's like a reading that's saying, if you were going to climb a mountain, you can plan with such precision, you have your, like climbing Everest. And I mean, to be fair, you would need to climb Everest. If you're going to climb Everest, you would want to plan. You don't just set forth with a rucksack and, a pair of sneakers on, do you? You're going to want to plan. However, we also have to recognize that the best made plans don't always run smoothly. And therefore, something could need some flexibility. And so, we can't micromanage everything. You can't micromanage the weather. You don't know what will happen. And if a storm arose, you would have to stay at your base camp for a bit longer or do something else. But you know what? If you stay at your base camp for a bit longer, you might suddenly find yourself in a deep conversation with one of your guides or something like that. And then because of that conversation, it leads to something else, and that leads to something else. And if that storm had not happened and you had remained exactly on target as you thought you would be, that opening would never have happened. That window of opportunity would not have taken place. So there's actually a really fascinating message coming through here. This is the work smarter, not harder. I think things are coming to you not necessarily as you expect them. And so, in your progression, your next steps in the Great Awakening, there is something about learning to operate in that way, particularly with a particular project or something that you are wanting to move forward, something that you want to manifest. But I think just in general terms as well, Pile 3, your reading is actually saying, look, the way to make this happen isn't to be so rigid in your microscopic steps of every detail, and then being so bound in it that you miss an opportunity. You could walk right past a particular doorway that the universe was opening for you because you're so on track as you think you should be, working your socks off. But actually there's something coming in here and other opportunities to achieve just as well, but kind of better. Let's draw some more oracle cards, or at least one more oracle card, and I'm going to draw from the Akashic Tarot for you as well, and then we'll draw your tarot cards too. Look at this, Solar Calm, Clarify. Yeah. What this card is telling us is exactly that energy that was just coming through already. This feels like just a confirmation in so many ways. The planets are lining up for you, and the planets are indeed lining up at the moment, significantly. The planets are lining up, okay? And if you are calm and still, then you will get that clarity of vision. It will be like an idea that just comes to you if there's a problem, but you're working away at it, you're beavering away. Let's say you're on your journey to the top of Mount Everest, metaphorically, and suddenly that you discover a landslide, and so you can't take the path you thought you were going to take. Well, instead of trying to micromanage and you're organizing the team, okay, right team, we're going to clear this landslide rock by rock. We'll have you've got a rotor system and you're handing the rocks away and everything's getting cleared. Actually, there's a better better route. So rather than just diving into that, let's sort this out and fix it now, you just say, okay, like we've got a landslide here, let's just press the pause button because there's something we need to see here. And this is part of your next step in the Great Awakening, is of you learning to trust that you will be shown what you need to see when you need to see it. It's like looking in the mirror and knowing that you'll be shown, literally, like you'll see what you need to see, as opposed to, you know, when we look in a mirror, sometimes we have a very distinct perception. Like, I remember talking to somebody, and honestly, she was one of the most beautiful, just stunningly beautiful, visually beautiful. She was a beautiful soul, beautiful from the inside out, but physically she was beautiful. But she had such low self-esteem. When she looked in the mirror, she just thought she looked awful. And honestly, she was so radiant as a beautiful person. As I said, she had a beautiful, beautiful soul, and we were able to work with that. But, you know, perception is there's something of perception coming here. When you look, what do you see? If you only see one perspective, then, you know, you may not see what you're being shown. So if you see a landslide or a little bit of a landslide as a major block, what you're missing is that there's another path to take that will be even better. So there's something like that going on here. Let's draw the Akashic Tarot. So it may be that there are some hiccups that come along on your steps, and there will be purpose to it. We have the Willow energy, 2 of Forces. We have Archangel Michael. We have Reflection. It came out in reverse. That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me in the slightest. We kindly have, here we are, is this one? Okay, and then we have the Karmic Trench. This came out, I think it was in pile 1, but with very specific clarity actually, but this is coming out in reverse here. Okay. Right. What I am seeing, my beautiful souls, is that your next step in this great awakening is to literally to let go of control and trust that you'll be shown what you need to see every step of the way, and you will be looked after, you will be taken care of. Now, and I think this is also, so there's a double layer of messages coming through here. The energy is aligning to support you. So you don't need to be so forcefully pushing through with something, because actually the energy here is trying to show you, with Capricorn energy and Aquarius energy, that you can liberate yourself. The more freedom you have, the more things are going to flow, or the more freedom you give yourself, the more things will flow. Like the ideas will come to you. You need to be flexible and bend like the willow tree. Willow trees literally are so bendable. You can literally tie a knot in them. You know, in fact, there's a ceremony that sometimes you can do with a willow tree, to do with manifesting. But that's for another reading. It's another scenario. But yes, with the willow, you need to be bendable, flexible. Because I think that there are some things that are going to be shown to you, your next steps. And because they're not what you thought you would be taking, you may be hesitant. And actually, you're being guided with Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael is a card that shows up when the archangels are with you and they are guiding you. They are really assisting you in your own personal progress. Make sure that camera is focused for you. Sorry, fiddling it around, but I just wanted to make sure you could see the cards. Yeah, Archangel Michael is a card that shows up when you are being protected and guided. So if there are any hiccups or delays or anything doesn't quite run smoothly, just trust that it's because you're being shown a different route. And everything in your reading is really highlighting the fact that you might be so focused on one way of doing something or seeing something, reflection in reverse, that you're not seeing what is shown to you. And this is the other layer here with the karmic trench. It's very interesting that the karmic trench is in reverse, which means that you are no longer going to have to follow a particular pattern or way of being or doing. Something is coming to an end. So I think you're going to be shown how to do something differently. Part of that could be literally connected to trust. It could be just connected to your ability to completely hand yourself to, to the universe, to absolutely trust that what you need will be given to you. You will be shown and given everything that you need. And it may be that that is what is being offered here. Let's draw your tarot cards and find out a little bit more. Very interesting. This is aligning. There's definitely something to be... I wonder if there is something very specific to be shown to some of you as well. Let's ask. Let's get some more information about this for you. Okay, Ace of Swords. My goodness me, you could not get a clearer indication of a clear mindset. And then the Eight of Swords, where we see you tied in knots. Okay, right, I think there is a situation around you where you actually do feel a little bit like you don't have your agency, or it's out of your control. We have these. Yeah, we have, and you're feeling a bit stuck. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Four of Swords, and we have the card of Temperance. This is very clear information. So your next step is not to try to control this. I think there's a fear or an anxiety that something is, like you're not being told the truth, or somebody's interfering, or you can't see what's going on, or that something is stuck and you've got to, as I said, you've got to kind of micromanage it. Now, just get really, really still and really, really trust. Everything here is trust that this will be opened for you, whatever you need to see and do. This is a reading that is really asking you to surrender. Surrender to the universe and trust that you will be shown the way. Do you know the story of cat's eyes? So this is a cat's eye crystal. But the cat's eyes, in the road, the ones that light up when you're driving, when your lights hit them, they basically reflect. Of course, yes, and look, what do we have here? We have a reflection. So the cat's eyes, this is part of your message. I have never forgotten, I was told about how these were invented when I was a child. And it was somebody who was driving it was a really foggy night. And he was driving through the fog and the mist. Really could not see, and suddenly a cat walked into the road in front of him, and he swerved to avoid it, and because he saw the cat's eyes lit up by his car headlights, and he swerved to avoid it. And anyway, I think his car went off the road, and then someone came along and picked him up, but whatever happened, he went back the following day, and what he realized was that the cat had saved his life. Because the cat's eyes because when he swerved, which he thought was accidental, and he went off the road and crashed into the side of something. But if he had not swerved, he would have gone off the edge of like quite a steep kind of drop, like not exactly a cliff edge, but something like that. And it was only because of that cat that because he couldn't see where he was going. The cat had saved his life. And he then invented the cat's eyes, which reflect, they reflect something, and they reflect your headlights, so you can see the way, so you are guided. Okay, so there is something going on around you, that you are possibly trying to micromanage or establish the way through it. You're not quite sure maybe how to get through this. But, and I would also say, if you are just working very, 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 very hard, and again, wondering how you're ever going to achieve what you're trying to achieve, That's cool. The way is going to be shown. Any interruptions or diversions are here with purpose, and anything that is taking place right now, please try not to entangle yourself or feel that it's a hiccup that's causing you a problem. If it is a hiccup, it is there because it's guiding you, like literally taking you possibly in a slightly new direction, or you're needing to be flexible because there's something that is to be reflected back to you that you need to see. For some of you, there is literally something that you need to see, or something that you need to reflect upon before continuing to move forwards. Perhaps there is something you need to see, to identify with greater clarity before you move forward. So everything here says clarity is coming. Everything in your reading says clarity is coming. I think you have to be available to receive the clarity. And if you're too busy, you can't. I mean, there's so many messages coming through here, but, you know, for some of you, it is that you're so busy that you're not available to receive the downloads that the universe is trying to send you. For others, there may be something that literally feels like a block or a hiccup. It's actually coming as a sensible diversion to put the brakes on, so you can receive some different information or do it differently or course correct. That is actually coming through here. Or even just to slow you down, because actually you're going to burn yourself out or run yourself into the ground if you keep going as you are. So you need to slow down. You know, the Great Awakener, something Uranus, the energy of Uranus will bring you something to slow you down so you can take time out to reflect. Perhaps you are a workaholic and you need to not be. Something else is coming and it's really important. So that's what we're seeing here. Let's put some more cards. I'm seeing this one and also this one and this one and these two and also that one. Okay, your next step, I still feel like your next step is honestly to slow down and enjoy and become an observer and notice. Look at this, we have the Hermit, which is a card of conscious retreat. You know, it's like deciding to go on instead of working, if you were thinking of working this weekend, it would be like, no, actually, I'm going to book somewhere in the middle of nowhere and just go and hibernate and sit with nature. Or I'm going to go on a spa weekend and just, you know, there's something you're going to do here, which is take time out. We have the Ace of Pentacles. How interesting. And then we have the Chariot. And we have the Eight of Wands, which is one of the fastest cards in the pack. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Prince of... I'm blown away. I am blown away by this. Look at the productivity here. Right. Okay. There absolutely is something that you need to do to stepping away from the pace of what you're doing is vital. Because, or even going on a retreat or taking a day off where you just meditate all day. There is an idea or a nugget of something. Something is to be shown to you. Your potential for sudden change, enlightenment and awakening. Something is coming to you that is really, really valuable and really, really profitable. The Prince of Pentacles and the Princess. I mean, what a combination. The Two of Pentacles, something will move forwards. Eight of Wands, quickly, the Chariot. Yeah, I actually do think anything that is slowing you down, don't try to fix it. Just step away from it and the answer will come to you. There is definitely an energy around you where less is more. And wow, the productivity, the benefit, the transformation, the change that happens really, really quickly because you've stepped away. This is phenomenal. And I do think with the karmic trench in reverse, there is an element of sort of asking you, as this is part of your next steps to the Great Awakening, is asking you to embrace this way of being as a way of life. Knowing that you will receive exactly what you need and that everything will move forwards with great productivity if you step away and allow the universe to align and support you, as opposed to you feeling like you have to do everything and keep everything on track. You will be shown exactly what is needed every step of the way. And this is going to build, this is going to grow. My beautiful pile 3, I think this is your reading. Now, if you love the cards at all, I have put them all in the description box below. What I'm also putting into the description box today as well, just for those of you, if you're not sure or you're new to my channel, I have a new channel where I have my all zodiac sign readings, so I'm putting a link in the description below so you can find that new channel. It's where the monthly readings are, so if you want to get your up-to-date monthly reading to find out the energy for your sign, your moon sign, your sun sign, your rising sign, you can do that. I'm also going to put the most recent moon energy update as well, because at the time of doing this reading, we really are in one of the most fast moving months of this particular year. I'm doing this at the beginning of March 2025. This is one of the most fast-paced months of evolution, transformation in the year. There are, some pockets of time, and this is one of them, March into April. If you're watching this, because it's a timeless reading, if you're watching this in 6 months' time or 10 months' time or 2 years' time, you'll have been drawn to this reading because it's right for you. And, hopefully the messages are resonating for you. But if you're watching this as I've uploaded it, and indeed whenever you watch it, just check in on the Moon Magic Weekly Tarot. So the Moon Magic Monthly Tarot is where you get your monthly zodiac readings, and the Moon Magic Weekly channel is the ongoing readings that I post almost every day. Now, if you want to check on the weekly channel, you'll always be able to find the most recent moon energy update. But I will put a link to the one that I've just done because it's particularly interesting with the energy, the incoming energy this month. And so you may find it really, really helpful just to tune in with that and check in with it. So, beautiful souls, thank you, and thank you for giving back through the comments and the super thanks in the comments. Thank you, all of you who comment. Thank you for liking and sharing, letting people know about the channel. Thank you for subscribing, and don't forget to press the little bell icon as well as subscribe if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. Pile 3, tons of love.